You're in the middle of 4 more hours of your life that you won't get back. Tradin Paint.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio.
All right, 3.5 minutes past the hour. Halfway home on Classic Rock Tuesday. Welcome to the program. We're Tradin Paint with you till 3 Eastern today. Sirius XM NASCAR Radio's Channel 90, live from the NASCAR Hall of Fame studios, where things are getting quite busy. A guy who may have a spot over here across the way from us in years to come. A long way down the road, though, because he's still a young guy in our sport. Current Nationwide Series points leader, Reed Sorenson. Congratulations on surviving Road America and getting to victory lane. Nicely done.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild finish, but we were able to stick in there, miss all the wrecks, and just had enough fuel to make it to victory lane. It was really neat.
Hey, Reed, I got to tell you something, and once again, we had the opportunity to talk to Trent, and one of the things that I noticed, you guys, and you especially, that win meant a lot to you. It did a lot for you. You guys pretty daggone happy about that thing. It really looked good to see you be able to pull it off, but you didn't know you were going to win the race. I mean, you were going to have a great finish. It was going to help you in the points and all of that. And then all of a sudden, you're the guy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is I've never raced there before. And, going into the weekend, we were just trying to be, positive about everything. And once practice got going, we were running pretty good lap times in practice. And I think Trent was a little bit surprised that I was, running as fast as I was. And, throughout the race, we ran good the whole race. I mean, we definitely didn't have the fastest car, but, we were running pretty good. And the whole race we stayed on track, didn't have any misshifts in the transmission. And, so the day was going really good. I was really happy with everything. And, once it got there to where those green-white checkers were, I knew that, anything could happen. And, we were restarting up there in the top 5. I knew that it gets pretty wild at the end. So we were, able to get up in the top 3. And then we had another restart, and then we were able to win the race. So just goes to show, once you get in that top 5, anything can happen.
Now, when your teammate Allgaier, who's leading this thing, slows down in the S's there and goes coasting off the racetrack, are you thinking, uh-oh, I sure hope we get better fuel mileage, or did you know you were in good shape for another lap or so?
Well, I knew after practice that we were getting better fuel mileage than the 31 and the 38. So when he ran out, I was hoping that, we had enough to make it back. I felt pretty good about it. And under the cautions, where we were running around there for the green-white checkers, I was doing a lot to save fuel. I was shutting the motor off as much as I could and trying to roll as much as I could. So I didn't know how much was in there, but I sure was praying the last, 7 or 8 turns there under caution.
All right, dude, when you when the caution comes out and a Mr. Ron Fellis passes you and takes the lead there, and to be quite honest with you, I watched that race and I listened to what everybody had to say. There was some confusion there, and we know the rules, but yet again, we don't know what the call's going to be. And were you getting confused about it, or were you just? And I noticed that you did get back up there and make sure that you were the first car across that start-finish line.
Yeah, I mean, I was never confused. I don't know if he doesn't know the rules or what, but the caution came out, and he was, Justin was about 10 car lengths ahead of me, and we were about the same or more instead of in front of the 7 car. And the caution came out, and when the caution comes out, you lift off the gas, and he didn't. I mean, he stayed wide open, and I mean, in fact, when he passed me, he was shifting gears and upshifting and still going. So I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble for not slowing down under caution. I don't know what he was doing, but so we went around and at caution speed, which is 45 miles an hour, and I think we were probably still going 65 or 70, and he was just going 100 and something. But when I saw the crazy thing,
he was trying to get to the Canadian border before anybody figured out what was going on.
So we get down to turn 5, and I'm trying to still save fuel because I know I need to make it all the way back around. And in my head, I'm like, all right, Justin won this race, and we're going to get second. And it was a great day for the whole team. And good finish for us. So I get to turn 5, and I start coming up the hill, and I notice Justin is, almost coming to a stop. So I was like, all right, he's out of gas. So I go around him, and, that's, when I realized as long as we make it back to the start-finish line, we're going to win the race. And, but I looked up, and Ron was still full speed. He was like 4 turns ahead of the whole field, still gassed up. And, we didn't have a pace car at the time because we picked the pace car up in turn 10. So he was still going 100% throttle all the way to the pace car. And, I cruised around and up to the pace car and, followed the pace car all the way back around and crossed the finish line.
Yeah, it was a strange finish to a strange day, no question about it. You're a very accomplished guy in this sport. You've been doing this a while now. Of course, you raced in Legends and other things, getting to this level, ASA and so forth. And to go to a place you've never been before and a road course at that and come out of there with a win despite the circumstances. I mean, just we talked to Kurt Busch a little while ago, and his interview will play in our final hour today. I mean, to me, this puts you in a whole different category. I'm going to think of you a lot differently now going forward. Have you thought much about what this does to your reputation, your legacy, what it does for you as a driver?
Well, the thing is we're definitely trying to get a few wins this year. I mean, our goal is to win this championship, but we definitely wanted a few wins, and to get it at a place like Road America at a road course is, a little bit unexpected. But, like I said, we were real happy with the way we ran all day, and I was just happy that I didn't screw up, because that's a place where you can screw up so easy and go off the course or miss a shift and break a transmission, and, you can get in trouble really easily there. And I was just happy that I was able to keep everything intact and stay on the racetrack. So, I was pretty, shocked after the race. It took me till probably today to realize that we won to sink in. So it's very cool, and definitely a place that I didn't circle on the calendar as a place I thought we could win, but definitely gives me a little more confidence on the road courses coming up. And I'm still going to approach them the same because, I haven't been to Montreal. I've never seen that place either. And, I'm just going to try to do the same thing I did at Road America and not break anything and try to stay on the racetrack, and maybe we'll have another great win.
Reed, we've got, I think, 3 categories of drivers out there. Of course, we got you guys that are out there week in and week out. You're eligible to race for points. You're racing for points. We've got some other guys that are there. Carl, for an example, is usually there. Some of the other Cup guys that are there that race you a lot, and they're not racing for points. And then you go to a place like we were at, Elkhart Lake there, and you've got guys coming in that could care absolutely nothing at all about you or your points. They're only going to be able to run 2 or 3 times a year. Got to be tough up there racing with those guys when they can just about do anything they want to, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful, and that's another thing. Like when we got that caution, that late caution there at the end, I tried to realize who was around us, and you got to pay attention to the guys who have nothing to lose and make sure that you're aware of where they're at. And going into one of those restarts, I think it was the second to last one or the first one. I'm not real sure. The 22 made a move down in the grass and took out 2 or 3 cars, and fortunately I was on the outside lane that time. I think we started at 6th, and we were able to miss it. But those road courses, you definitely got to watch out and make sure that you not really stay out of their way, but you got to make sure that you're aware of where they're at and what they're going to do.
Now, I think staying out of their way was probably the right thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm put it this way. I'm glad when we had those final restarts. The very final restart, Elliott Sadler started behind me, and I felt pretty good about that because I know he's running for points, and I've been good friends with him for a long time. So I was happy he was restarting behind us, and it was a 7 restart on the outside of us, and I was able to get through the first two turns better than he did and pull away from him some. So I knew as long as I had a little gap between us that I could run my lap, and we were pretty good there at the end, and so was Justin, and it was pretty cool to have both Turner cars up there, and we were pulling away from the field, which was pretty neat. So that was a good finish.
Yeah, it was wild. It was fun. It was fantastic, and we were thrilled for you. You're part of our show family here, and we thought it was very nice all the way around that you were able to get to Victory Lane. All right, the whole agenda changes. Sounds like you're on the road, perhaps. Are you driving to Daytona? Are you getting psyched up for Friday night, or is that not yet your time to head down there?
No, it's my time. I'm actually in Georgia right now. We're about a little over halfway there. Just went through Savannah and going down there, and we got some media stuff to do tomorrow for the Dash for Cash, which is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
Oh, yeah.
But this weekend, you know, four of us, the top four in points leaving Road America, are going to be eligible to win $100,000 from Nationwide. So that's a little extra excitement put on, you know, under the lights of Daytona. Not only are we running for points for a championship, but now we're running for $100,000 on Friday night.
Well, that $100,000 would help you on that next trip you make on that Harley-Davidson Trophy, which, by the way, I think was pretty daggone cool if it's the one that I saw this week.
It is cool. And, you know, the funny thing is in the drivers' meeting, you know, they talked about how they were giving away a Harley to the winner. And, you know, I really didn't pay too much attention to what they were saying because, you know, I didn't really expect to win, which I didn't really pay attention to what they were saying. And next thing you know, we're in Victory Lane, and there's a Harley-Davidson sitting there, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But
no room on the hauler to get it home, or do they ship it to you?
They're going to ship it, and it should be here, I guess, by the end of this week sometime or next week. And it's very cool, and I just feel lucky that, you know, I was able to win a race where they're giving away such a cool trophy like that.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, the $100,000 and the four guys, I think three of your team, or your three members of your team are in that in the hunt. At least two of you and Allgaier. So, do you guys hook up and run to the front? Is that the plan for Friday night to try to get that money?
Well, I'll tell you the last time we raced at Talladega, I was able to work with Jason Leffler probably the most out of my teammates. But when it comes down to the end, you just got to make sure you get locked up with somebody. It's really hard to plan out everything, you know, to a T because things change during the race. You would prefer to be around your teammates and, you know, work the whole day with your teammates because, you know, you can trust them, you know, and hopefully we're around each other towards the end. But at the end of the race, you got to make sure you get locked up with someone, and especially with, you know, 4 or 5 to go, you don't have time to be searching around. So it should be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. We had a really good car here in the spring, and you know, looking forward to seeing what we got when we get out there and practice.
All right. Well, good luck. Safe travels getting down there. I look forward to seeing you on that Harley soon, and maybe 2 in a row for you coming up Friday night here on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they're giving away here, but I can buy probably another Harley if we want.
There you go.
All right, buddy.
I don't think you'll have to worry about it. Reed Sorenson with us on the hotline.